Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, October 30th, but by the time you see this, I probably should be saying good afternoon. Oh my goodness, what a week it has been. So I have been trying to make some fun things and trying to complete some of these special orders that I have. So I already, in the last video I showed you, I did the Perry-colored platypus. So that was one that I needed for November 7th. And then I needed to finish or remake the Sanderson sister doll that got damaged by falling in the mud puddle. So we got this done on Saturday. This took me the entire day. So what had happened is I still have the damaged one on hand. So I had that to compare for size. I started making this. I got the arms done. I got the legs done, got to the part where I was attaching it, and I'm like, this looks really small. And it was very small. I might still have the picture of the comparison, and if I do, I'll pop it in. So I had to start over, and I had to switch to yarn over because I swear Parfait Chunky is so much thinner than it used to be. So much thinner. And then, normally for the hair color, I would have used Sunshine Yellow. But it was so awful. It looks like used yarn. So I ended up using the, not maize, what is this new color called? Summer squash, maybe? But I ended up using that for the yellow. So this is the one that goes to the lady at the market that has already paid. Was very trusting that I'm going to make it and bring it, but it is ready for her to pick up on the 7th. So that one took me an extra amount of time because I was running into the problem of the size issue. So then on Saturday, that was another walk day with Jenna. And then Sunday, what is today? Today is Thursday. Okay, so Jenna and I have walked 4 times now. So Saturday, we went to the park that is by her house, and their path is 1 mile, but it is not paved, so keep that in mind. So we walk to the park, we do 2 laps, and then we walk back to her apartment. Then all day Sunday, we had rain. Well, because that path is not paved, we knew from past experience that it's going to be a mud pit. So we switched and went to the other park. Now, either park is the same distance for me. For Jenna, that one's a further trip, the other park. So she met me at my house, and then we drove down together just to save on gas. This particular park, it's only a half-mile track, but it is paved. So instead of doing 2 laps, we have to do 4 to get the 2 miles, but we don't get the extra of walking to the park. But it is not level. The ground is not flat. You have a very steep incline and a long decline, or if you go the other direction, you have the long incline and a steep decline. It is quite the workout. Quite the workout. But that one, I like it because it's paved, but it's kind of tucked back in and there aren't as many people there. At first we thought we were there by ourselves. And then as we're rounding the second curve, we see there's a strange looking man sitting under the pavilion. And I'm like, okay, there's a flock of 14 sandhill cranes blocking our path. So we're having to slow down and try and get them to move so we don't cut in front of their babies and stuff and then get them all excited. So we go around, we're starting our second lap, and then that strange looking person started walking, but the opposite direction. Now we have to pass them on the path. Uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, especially when he walks dead center of the path and doesn't move to the left or the right to allow room for us to pass. So we single filed and scooted over to one side, but he stayed dead center. So it just made me uncomfortable. Now, by the time we get around to finish up that lap, another older couple showed up, and then they started walking, but like the same direction as us, so we weren't passing them. By the time we get to the third lap, another car had shown up with some people, and then our final lap, more people were there. So I think if we have to go to that one because it rained and the other one's going to be a mud path, we're going to have to go a little bit later in the morning, which I want to go early so we get it done and it doesn't like interfere with either one of our days. But anyways, we have done very good. We've walked all 4 days. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 4 days. Wednesday. Pretty sure it's 4 days. We have walked all scheduled days. We haven't missed. We've done very good. And Jenna's excited because she has already lost a pound. And I made a comment to her. I'm like, I got a scale somewhere at my house. And she goes, no, I took it. I'll give it back if you want. And I'm like, no, you keep it. You keep it. I don't want to look at the numbers. Anyways, so Sunday, I was like, I don't want to do another doll after spending my entire day on Saturday doing a doll. But on Saturday, when I did finish that doll, I'm like, I want to do something fun. So I did. I got out the new goose pattern from Crochet Grove. And at Heather's suggestion, I turned it into a mallard. And I think it's really cute. So I don't have a goose in front of me to show you, but this is that same yellow that I used on the hair. Pretty sure it's called Summer Squash. Parfait Chunky has a new sage. The sage was nice. It was the soft, nice feeling, a decent thickness for Parfait Skinny. And it's kind of like what made me like the yarn to begin with. That's how nice the sage feels. And then this is, I want to say almond butter for the brown, which kind of, the texture is totally different from this. This is nice. This is kind of like, oh, is that made out of burlap? But yeah, so we did a mallard duck out of the goose pattern, and I think it's just adorable. I like it. So, but I do want to try and get a couple more of the geese done to take to the market. So I did that Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm like, I am going to play today. I am going to make something that is fun. And I just, I can't do another Sanderson sister right now. So on Sunday, I finished off the gator that was on my hook. So this one, I had it started, but I hadn't finished it. So I went ahead and finished this up that was on my hook. So this gives me 2 of these now. And hopefully there are some people who really like this pattern at the market. And yeah. Who did I see? I think I saw Katie did this after I showed it. And she did the eyes a little different, and I thought the eyes looked really cool on hers. It looks like she did half her bobble in the green and the other half in the white, and then put the eyes to the sides in the white part, and it looked really cool. So that is something I might try next time that I do this instead of doing it the way the pattern has it, because, you know, that's really cartoony, which is fine. The eyes show up. But this is Premier Chenille Brights in the color of sage and white. And I used a 6mm hook on this one. Then I was like, it's time to play. And what did I make? I think it was Sunday that I made this. I'm pretty sure. I know I didn't do a Sanderson sister on Sunday. But Shannon, bless her, she is so good at these patterns. And Snuggle Beans Crochet, she has 2 more splooters coming out. They are currently being tested. I believe Heather and Sue both showed you the pig. Well, I did the cow. It's a Highland cow. And I'm looking at my browns going, oh, but I need this for that, and I need this for that. So I ended up using curry because I Googled what colors are Highland cows, and of course there's all kinds of different colors, but I kind of wanted to stay brown, but not like a traditional brown. So curry is a darker color than the mustard. It's got a more brown tone to it. So I paired it with chocolate, and this is the off-white. I think they call it antique white. I always want to call it, antique white, and they call it winter white. It's an adorable pattern. I really like this. And these are kind of like a leaf shape, but I think it turned out cool. I really like it. I do plan on doing the pig as well, but not yet. Not yet. I have a few things I need to do first, and then I can play with something like that. So we did that. Everything's falling. And then Monday comes along, and I'm like, oh, I'm running out of time. I said I would have these Sanderson sisters done by the 1st of the month. So I was like, but I'm going to do one thing. One item, just one thing before I start on a Sanderson sister. So I did. And I made another one of Stacy's Dolly the Dachshund. And this time I did the laying down version. And I used Parfait Plush instead of the Brights. And this is a little bit of terracotta. I am like almost completely out of the terracotta from the I think it's Home Slim, the Michaels Home Slim brand. And I like him, but I wanted to do the laying version. Try that one this time instead of the standing. My last one I did it in the gray and tan, and it sold at the first market, so I was like, I need to have another one. And I will probably, after talking with Stacy and seeing what a couple of other people mentioned in the group chat with their pricing, I am going to go up a few dollars on my price. So we have this. I was able to replace one of the doggies so far. Oh boy. Then I had to start a Sanderson sister. So I went with the best one first, but of all of them, it's the one with the hardest hair. So we did Winnie. This is Bette Midler's character, and this particular set, I wasn't overly concerned about trying to match size because this is a complete set all on its own. The other one was to replace the one that got ruined. So we did Winnie. And let me tell you, this pattern, I am done. For markets, I am done, because this one, I tried to time myself, and then of course, 9 million distractions come around, and I want to say that this doll took me between 5 and 6 hours to make. That is way too much time for a market item that comes out as small as it does. Let me show you. And to be able to, even at minimum wage, this doll would have to be like $80 or $85 at Florida's minimum wage. It is not a market-friendly pattern. So, it is officially retired. But of them all, this one is my favorite. So we did this on Monday, and Monday night, Heather and I were doing our live. So I was making the little beds for the Poggy's Place cat. So during our live, I was able to get 4 beds made, of course, with some frogging, because, I can't crochet and talk at the same time. Just happens to be how it works out. So I have 4 beds. And after the live was finished, I decided, let me start on the cats for it. So I have completed 2 cats. This one, I forget what they call this one, but my stripes didn't quite end up where they were supposed to. I don't know if it's me or if it was the pattern, but it still looks cute. And then this one, the two-toned. I want to say, I think I made the other ones out of plush, I think. I don't know. But they look okay in the brights. So I need 2 more to fill the beds that I have already made. And then I still need some for another custom order, which I have 1 more that I still need to complete for the November 7th market, but it's a quick make. I'll probably knock that one out today, maybe tomorrow. And then I have another order that has quite a few plushies in it that I am going to start on. And I'm going to start on it early so I'm not under pressure, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so then Tuesday comes along, and I need to make another Sanderson sister. So we went with Sarah, the second Sarah, and these are so much work. Now, I am not trying to bash the pattern. It is a good pattern. It just takes too much time for a market. To make for someone as a gift, fine. So, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, my goodness. And then yesterday. I start with my walk with Jenna, and we went back to the park up by her house, and I bought us these cheap wannabe Fitbits. When I was looking at the prices of Fitbits, I was like, the basic one is $100 times 2. I'm like, well, let's see if we're going to stick with this first. These were $29. And I don't know how accurate they are, but let's see. Yesterday we walked for 1 hour and 6 minutes, and according to this, it was for an hour's worth of walking, it was only 188 calories. The actual walk time was 66 minutes. It was 6,838 steps for a distance of 3.30 miles. Our average speed was 2.9 miles an hour. The maximum was 4.6. Don't ask me what happened there. 103 steps a minute was the average. The maximum was 117. You know, it gives you all this good stuff like your heart rate and stuff like that. But like I said, I have no idea how accurate it is. But it's something. It's like a little motivator. And if we stick with this, you know, maybe Santa Claus will bring us a couple of Fitbits. You never know. So after the walk, I come home. Well, I had to go to Walmart because I had to pick up a prescription. And I got some cat toys for the babies. And then Jenna had to pick up a few things. And, you know, then I come home and had some breakfast. And I was like dreading the last doll. Because on Mary, her dress, every 3 stitches is a color change. So, we got Mary done. And, see the dress? It's 2 rows, and then every 3 stitches is a color change. And, oh my goodness. This felt like it took forever. Just forever. So I got all excited. I thought I was finished. And, oh, this light, you can just see all the polyfill from where you sew. Yeah, so I thought I was finished. I took a picture to show my friend Mary. And when I took the picture, I realized, oh no, I forgot the lace. So I wasn't done. I had to add the lace. And, yeah. So, the set of 3 is finished. I am thrilled to death to be done with this and to retire that pattern. I am going to either delete it or bury it so deep in my computer I can never find it again. Real honestly, they are not bad patterns, don't get me wrong. They just take way too much time. It is not a market-friendly pattern, but it is a good pattern. Those are Chastity and Designs patterns, and they are a lot of work. And it doesn't help when you don't care for what you're making, like you're not getting done any faster. There's no excitement to see how the next thing is going to make it look. It was just very daunting. So while I'm making those, my friend Mary, she's sending me pictures of her making bacons. And if you don't know who Making Bacon is one of my first patterns that I did, and it's a little pig. She's sending me all these cute pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't made one of those in so long. So after Heather's live, I decided to make some Making Bacon. And my first one, and these are so quick, they're like 30 minutes or less depending on your crochet speed. They are 100% no-sew, and yeah, they're really quick. So I used, on the first one, a chenille Brights in their variegated, and this is toasted marshmallow. And yes, his ears are a little uneven, but he's intensely listening with this ear. That's why it's perked up just a little bit more than the other one. So, like I said, he is 100% no-sew. You start at the nose, you work your way back, bobble stitches with the legs, you surface crochet the ears, and you surface crochet the tail. Now the tail you could always, if you wanted to, just chain up and crochet it in and not have to go back and do the surface crochet. But I like to make sure that I'm getting centered. I thought I was getting centered with the ears, but like I said, he's intently listening with this one. So this one I think turned out really pretty. And so then I'm talking to Heather after her live, and she's like, oh, you're only going to make one? I'm like, really? Okay, I'll make another one. So I got out the pink quartz in Mystical, and we made this Making Bacon. Here's a little better evenly placed. And yeah, he looks cute. And look, Heather's rubbing off on me. They're not creepy eyes, but they are bigger eyes than what I normally would have used on the pig, because pigs have beady little eyes. But I think in this case, I used 20mm eyes on this, and I think it turned out really cute. This one got green eyes. This one is supposed to be like a medium shade of pink. I just wasn't quite sure what color to use that would like stand out with this. Silver probably would have been good, but I didn't have any silver discs, and I was not in the mood to try and paint my own eyes last night. So we did this one, and I decided, well, let me just start another one. So I got out another Mystical color, and I think it's called Cinder. And I got a good ways through it, and then I was like, I'm really tired. And that's one thing I do remember about when I used to walk daily with my sister-in-law. I slept much better. I was tired earlier in the evening, in the night, not the evening, but am able to go to bed at a decent hour instead of being up half the night and awake early. So I was tired last night. So I got him all the way to the part where the round with the back legs, and when you get there, it's like 4 rounds left. I mean, I was almost done. So I finished them up this morning before hopping on here, and I'm not sure which one I like best. When I was making this one, I wasn't sure I was going to like it in this color, but now that it is finished, and I used a very light pink eye on this one. But yeah, now that he's finished, I kind of like this color too. So the 2 Mysticals and the Chenille Brights, and they are pretty much the same size, like very close. So this was a good Mystical, and when I use these, the Mystical or the Chenille Brights, I use a 6mm hook. I can't go bigger, or I will have holes. I could go smaller, but my hands would ache. So 6mm is the perfect size hook for me with these yarns. But I like making bacon. I forgot how fun these were to make. I haven't made them in so long. That's crazy. Other than the Cookie Mouse nibbles, I haven't really made any of my own patterns in so long. I don't know why. And then I see Heather, she made some dumpster fires, and I'm like, oh, I haven't made any of those in a long time. And I've sold every single one that I made, with the exception of the one where the eye back broke on it. It had sold, and then the customer brought it back at the market, and I exchanged it for one of the other ones. And that was with those cheap dome backs from the eyes that you get on Amazon. So other than that, every single one that I made sold. Why didn't I make any more? I don't know. Am I going to make some more? Yeah, I'm going to try and have a couple for November 7th. I definitely want to try and have a couple. We'll see, because I need keychains badly. My last 2 markets, I have not put the keychains out because there's like hardly anything left. So I need keychains badly. There are a few swings that I need. For the most part, I'm in good shape with the swings, but I need a few. I want to make some more puppies in the beds, some more puppies in the carry bag, some more geese. I want to make another deer splooter and a few of the other ones because, I sold them, like the frog, the sheep. I have a lot of things that I want to make. And like I said before, my Wonder Woman days are long gone. We'll see what I get done. We will see. And if not for that market, it can be for the next one, right? You know, I need a couple of Pikachu. Yeah, there's a lot of things I need. Anyways, that is what I have for you today. And so I'm going to get this video edited and uploaded and try to jump on some of these things that I want and need to make. I think I'm going to start with a want instead of a need, just because it makes it more fun when you want it and don't need it. All right, you guys, I will. Ooh, we have a live this Friday. No market. So mark your calendars. I'll see you Friday night at 7 o'clock for a live. And hopefully we'll just have a good old time. See you then.